Hello, everyone. It's John Naylor from Deja Vu Travel. Now, I've been up in the back blocks of China this week, been in the Yunnan province and traveled, road tripped even, up to Shangri-La. You know, there's a wonderful, auspicious place that holds so much imagery and mystery from the rest of the world. Now, what I did do is hire this wonderful Xpeng or Xpeng G6. It's supposed to be like a Tesla Y knockoff. And look, it's got its good points and it's got its bad points, but have the Chinese actually made a better Tesla Y? Let's check it out. Let's cut to the chase. If I were doing this again, I'd actually take a Tesla, but maybe you'd like to have a true Chinese EV experience and this vehicle would tickle your fancy. And it certainly did a great job, just not a really amazing job. So let's talk about a few things that go really well in this vehicle and a few things that did not. So first of all, let's just I'll show you here just the navigation. Now, it's speaking in Chinese, but I'm going to give it a go. Hey, ni hao, Xiaopi. Ni hao, Xiaopi.
怎么了？
我们去大理。
好的，我们去第几个？
There we go. It's giving me options out of there. So I've got to know Xiaopi a little bit. He cuts in where you least expect it, and sometimes you go, oh, why are you playing that rap music? You know, he just gets a bit crazy. But anyway, look, now the other thing that's showing up here, and I'll show you what's going on here. In China, and in fact, it's not going to show us in this example, I don't think, but one of the wonderful things about navigating in China is that it's actually integrated with the traffic light system. So traffic lights will actually show up the green time and the red time and where the approaching traffic light is red or green. So that's a wonderful thing. Not shown here, but look at this wonderful big screen as well that you're provided. Now, a few more options here just while we're here. Here in Chinese, but you can see from the iconography that you've got various things you can do in terms of look at your recharging and open your boot and other bits and pieces here. There's also the AC controls are all hidden under here. So this is all pretty intuitive and works regardless of what language you're speaking. You've also got here vehicle options. Went through a number of these, and some of those I found a bit of frustration with this, but once again, if you've driven a Tesla, you'll say, well, this looks very Tesla-ish, doesn't it? But anyway, so in terms of options here, and there's actually, we've got this in sport mode, and then we got crazy mode. It says like, well, do you really want launch mode? And it makes a sound in the back of my headrest here even to let me know I'm there. Now, let's talk a bit more about the AI and the good things. One thing, and I've driven Tesla Ys, I've driven Tesla Model 3s extensively on road trips elsewhere in the world. There's one thing this thing does really well. It does a high-speed highway cruise lane change really well. I'm currently in self-driving mode, no hands. I'm going to indicate, and it's going to identify with a little blue rectangle there where it's going to change lanes into, and away it goes. Let's do that again just for fun. I was saying, no, I'm not going to do it while we're in an intersection. Good car, really good car. Here we go, changing lanes again. Back to the center lane. Oh, wants me to put my hands on the wheel. Oh, perish the thought. This is interesting. So the tracking of the lanes, we're on some freeway north of Dali, and we've got this harder blue line in the middle of the lane keeping is kicked in. And there's a little thing up there, NGP. I'm going to have to do some research on this one, but the car seems to be very happy to be on the tollway, the highway, and tracking very well. It's seen a speed limit change, and it's automatically changed the speed down, slowing us down for this section. So all you get to do back is sit back and monitor the vehicle, make sure it's doing the right thing. It also does a pretty good job. I've put it to the test a number of times, and it does a wonderful job here on their heads-up display. And I've got a bit of video of that showing where it does a self-park. All right, we're just at a charging station here and back of some little village, and we're just going to have this car do the self-parking thing. So it's going to want, there's actually multiple car parks here, but it's picked up him here and wants to park directly beside our mate here. So we're in reverse, it's identified the park, and we'll just press this go now, and I'll take my foot off the brake and let it do its thing. It's always a bit nerve-wracking, really, particularly since it wants to park exactly beside the car beside us when there's actually way more space, and actually the charging point is going to pick up as a slow one as well. But as you can see here, it's maneuvering the vehicle and doing multiple turns and in and out, and it will actually do quite a stunning job of this, one would hope. And look, here she goes. Hey, bingo, slow charging. and it does that reasonably well as well. Well, actually, you're always a bit nervous about that because you're normally near other vehicles, but it does that pretty well. Another good feature, battery life, is this vehicle has got, at the moment, nearly fully charged here at 95%, and it's offering us, in this, the CLTC mode is offering 500 plus kilometers of range, which is fabulous. Charging here in China is a whole different subject, but it's actually, if you've got a bit of help in Chinese, it's actually very doable, and there's charging virtually everywhere. Every back blocks town, every little village. The big cities have got so many different places, and I'd find yourself an odd car parks when it comes to battery charging, but we'll deal with that another time. But battery life and battery charging is pretty good. Oh, now seat automation. Now it's going to be pretty hard to show you this, but seat automation is really good. Side controls as you'd expect here. Now I'm going to close the door, and that's going to signal to this vehicle to actually move me into my favorite driving position. I don't know if, oh, you just saw it a little bit there. See my knees moving, and it's moved me up into my driving position, which is a little bit higher and a little bit closer to the pedals, obviously. Now, Zen mode. Let's show you that. Yeah, in the options here, let's have a look at this. Now, we've got this wonderful Zen mode here, where the vehicle's going to kick into, oh, come on, let's go. So we're going to do that. We're going to say this, and it's going to kick back my seats and kick me into this mode of actual Zen mode. And it's going to show me a bit of music here. I've got the opportunity. You can pick up a bit of the audio maybe as well. Yeah, so you can see this wonderful animations come up. There's a number of options here, so that's quite nice. And there's speakers all around you here, so you're really getting a very full process of this. Now, enough of that. We don't need to worry that. Let's cancel out of that. Go back to driving. So it did recline the seat and all the rest of that. If you find a nice tree to rest under, then you can really get the most of that and have a nice little nap anywhere while you're on a road trip. It's also got wireless charging here, is notable. And of course, I've already said something, but you've got speakers virtually everywhere in this vehicle. So the sound system is just simply amazing. Now, let's get to the bad points. AI, little Xiaopi here, and he'll probably even kick in by the fact that I just mentioned him. Sometimes he responds to random things you've said and will start playing some heavy metal tune, which is a bit annoying. And that's just a side. Now, let's also talk about lane change briefly. I had one experience, and it's kind of weird. It seems to be a Chinese thing, but this vehicle wants to do 10 kilometers faster than the speed limit, which I don't want to do. I just want to cruise and not get the police on my tail. But it also wants to always, if you're just cruising on the highway, it wants to kick in and jump into the fast lane, and it'll stay there, which is a noise to other people. And the vehicle actually didn't see a high-speed vehicle behind me and changed in front of it, which got me it's a well-deserved honk of the horn, as that guy was obviously annoyed that I got in the way. Now, self-drive one, and this is a really big point, is the self-drive. I did some mountain driving here, beautiful country, but the self-drive got in the way quite frequently, and it was over braking. It was quite grippy and quite annoying. It was, and in fact, there was tight turns where it actually jumped in and virtually brought the car to a halt. You'd be doing like 80, and all of a sudden you're doing like 40 or 30 kilometers, as it didn't know what to do. It would actually oversteer into the turns as well. Look, I'm sure it's a refinement issue, and the guys at Xpeng are working on that. It also, and I get it, because there's a lot of crazy stuff happening on the roads here in China. Another point is around objects beside the road, like a little three-wheeler or a scooter or a car park that's parked on the verge and sort of kind of in the way. It will actually, and I don't think I've got any footage of that, but the vehicle will over-brake. It'll over-anticipate. It'll expect the worst, which I expected, because, you know, people do come from nowhere. Bikes come from nowhere. Vehicles come from, babies run out on the road. I've heard a terrible story about a child running out in front of a car here. So this thing over-brakes and jumps in over the top. Another thing is, I've already shown you, but the glass roof. Look, I personally don't like glass roofs. Coming from Australia, it gets way too hot inside a glass roof vehicle and taxes the air conditioning. The other thing here, and I really can't show it to you. No, I can't really show it. I'm just seeing me. Oh, you can kind of see it a little bit, but the rear vision out of this vehicle is no good at all. But that's made up for with their 360 cameras, which I'm not going to find them easily, I don't think. It's going to be somewhere here. There's a 360-degree camera system here that's got a wonderful animation in it. Oh, here we go. It's a 360-degree button here. Oh, there we go. And we can look at this, and we can spin this around, I think. Let's go 3D on this. Here we can spin the vehicle around, and look at that wonderful 3D. So, look, that's kind of commonplace in the automotive, top-end automotive market. these days. But otherwise, look, it's a wonderful vehicle. Take it or leave it. Next time, I'm going to go Tesla or some other different vehicle and give it a go. Just give you a quick walk around here to wind things up. Got plenty of space for legroom in the back. We've got someone honking. Not unusual to get honked just randomly here. It's the boot space here. We've got everything packed up to hit the road, and as you can see, plenty of load space in the back here. And as we'd expect in a vehicle operating somewhat like a Tesla Y, it's got buttons and operates in a very Tesla Y kind of way. Anyway, that's enough for this little review. Take it or leave it. Xpeng G6. Next time, I'm going to take something different.